Hey guys, Jason Julius here, and in this video, I want to talk to you about, do women love anal sex? Well, this is a question that you get kind of a lot when you do what I do. Over the last 10 years, I've taught 50,000 people how to give women full body squirting orgasms. So naturally, I get a lot of questions about anal sex. You see it portrayed a lot in pornography, and I want to make a distinction here that pornography is made as the ultimate fantasy for men, right? And so it used to, be a new thing to have sex on film. It was just a few pictures, and then that evolved to the most intense of novelties. Nowadays, it is very common for porn actresses to be required to do an anal scene just because the natural progression of, and it's not really that natural, is that first, it was just a blowjob, then sex scene, then it became, foreplay, blowjob, regular sex in all these different positions. And then it had to become more extreme and have some anal sex. What that has really led a lot of men to believe, because they see it so commonly in pornography, is that all women just love anal sex. And I kind of feel bad for women, because it's probably not necessarily the case. I think women can learn to absolutely love and enjoy anal sex in the right frame, but the way it's portrayed in pornography, because it is detailed and filmed for men as a male fantasy, makes it seem as if it's just really common. And that's not necessarily the case. Women are not just out there just begging to have anal sex the way that they're perceived to be in pornography. So I hope you understand the difference of fantasy versus reality. But women can actually really enjoy anal sex and anal stimulation to the extent that if they're introduced to it correctly, it can actually stimulate the back of the vaginal fornix, which is the back of the A spot, right? And so the back of the A spot is one of the hardest areas to get to, because it's the ring around the cervix, and the cervix is kind of tilted. So when, if this is the front of her, when she's laying on her back, you can actually go back not quite as far, and you can actually stimulate that rim around her cervix. But to get to the back of her A spot can be a little bit more difficult. So one of the other routes to get to the back of her vaginal fornix, which is their A spot, which is very sensitive, which can actually lead to ejaculatory orgasms, is through her anus. And that's because you can actually go through her anus, and that's a shortcut by pressing on the wall up towards the back of her vaginal fornix. But that actually isn't something that she's always going to be welcome to, right? So you can't just be like, you're going to love this vaginal stimulation. The vagina is very much made for procreation, very much made to be penetrated. Her butthole is not necessarily the same way, right? And so you need to work up to it, work up to the idea of it. She's not going to be begging for it the way that you might see in pornography, but that's okay. Helping her understand that she may enjoy it is okay. And you might just start with just the tip of your finger, and just starting with that while you're inside of her in another way, and working up to something bigger. You never want to just plunge inside of her in any way very quickly, because that can actually be very damaging to her insides. It's not the way that it's portrayed in pornography, is basically what I want to get across. But if you do it slowly and help her enjoy it, it is something that you can work up to. And if you take that little bit of time in the beginning to make it not so taboo, the taboo part is kind of fun though. Make it very enjoyable in a way where it's not painful, and you make it something that she's really wanting. Then women oftentimes can enjoy it, because it's going to hit a part of the inside of her vagina actually that she may not ever get the chance to have stimulated otherwise, and that can be a very pleasurable feeling. But it's about how you approach it, right? You need to approach it in a slow manner, not think of it the way that it's portrayed in pornography. That's for men. That's a fantasy. But actually really take the time to understand her body and understand the fact that that can lead to a really awesome vaginal orgasm. And she really has to be open to the idea. So it's about how you introduce it to her and about how you go about doing it. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope you got a lot out of this video. And I hope you hit the like button and subscribe button, because I come out with content like this every single week. And you really should check out my blog at jasonjulius.com, where I go into depth about giving women full body squirting orgasms. Thank you for joining me for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.